Okay, when the sun's out, it's hot.
Yeah,
When the sun goes in, it's a bit cold in here. And you're cold. This will help. This will keep you warm, really. Do you know, in Saudi Arabia and in many countries in the Middle East, where are you from?
Saudi Arabia.
What's your name?
Sarah.
Sarah. You tell many stories about Joha. Joha. Yes. Ah, yes. Students never understand me. My Arabic is. There are many stories in Arabic cultures.
Funny.
Hello, Big Harry. There are many stories about Joha. Joha. And Joha is a kind of clever man. He's a wise man, but sometimes foolish as well. He's like a wise fool. There are hundreds of stories. And because Yuri, you just made me think of one story. So at this time, Joha was poor. He had no money. And a rich man said to him, Joha, I'll give you money. I'll give you money if you can stay outside in the coldest night of the year, all night, without any fire. If you can do this, I will give you money. Ha! It was a test. A challenge. And Joha said, yeah, I can do that. Joha, he went outside with a candle. And he put the candle down, and in the cold night, he kept himself warm, looking at the candle. I mean, it was just one candle, but all through the night, it was bitterly cold, but Joha looked at the candle, and he kept himself warm enough. And in the morning, he went to the rich man. He said, I did it. I stayed all night out in the cold. And the rich man said, you did? How did you do it? Well, I did it. I managed to stay out all night through the cold night. And the rich man said, did you use a fire? No, said Joha, just a candle. Ah, said the rich man, cheat. You cheated. If you used a candle, then the candle kept you warm. I won't pay you. A few days later, Joha invited the rich man to his house for dinner. And they sat down and they started talking. They talked about the weather, they talked about everything. But after some time, the rich man started wondering, where's the food? Joha said, I'll just go and look in the kitchen. Joha went outside, he came back in, it's going to be a little bit longer. So they continued talking, they talked about studies, they talked about the problems in the world, they tried to solve all the problems. And the rich man was getting really hungry. And he said to Joha, where's the food? Joha, wait a minute, I'll go and see. Joha went into the kitchen, he came back, he said, still not ready. And he carried on talking, and the rich man couldn't concentrate. He was so hungry. And after a very long time, the rich man said, give me the food, Joha. You invited me for dinner. Give me my food. And Joha said, well, I don't know. Come with me. And they went together into the kitchen. And there was a big pot of food. And under the food was one candle. And the rich man said, but what are you doing? The food is not hot. A candle cannot heat the food. Joha said, well, you said a candle helped me get through the night. If the candle can't heat the food, it can't heat me. Now give me my money.
Yes.
Have you heard that story before? You know that story. This is a famous, there are so many wonderful stories about Joha. Yuri, are you still feeling cold? No. Yeah, it's because of the candle. So like I said, Have you heard that story before, Sarah?
No, this is the first time.
The first time?
Yeah.
But do you like it?
Yeah.
Is it typical Joha?
Yeah.
Typical Joha, yes. I bet you know some stories about Joha. Actually,